All right. Well, today this seems more of a challenge to me than anything. It's an old Stihl FS 74, and I usually really like these. I have another one at another property that I have a couple of Stihls out there, and this one I ran across and it's like, man, it's looking terrible. But the more I looked at it, it's like, I think I still have a rebuild kit for it. I have a carburetor, the hoses, all that good stuff, specifically for this FS 74. So the more I looked at it, it's like, well, I'm going to give it a shot. If I can get this sucker cleaned up and running good, then hallelujah. I probably won't sell it off because it looks terrible, right? It's one of those ones that, and I have a lot of equipment like that. It looks bad, but they run great, and I use them myself. But it's hard to sell off to somebody. They just look at it and go, "Whoa, no way." But we'll see. It'll be great if I can get this one running. Let's take a look at it. Well, there it is. I put it on the ground so we can look at the whole thing. Because man, just look at that sucker. It's been sitting in the sun. It probably sat at the side of the guy's garage forever. Look at all the plastic. It just looks old and brittle, right? But it doesn't feel like that. But look at all that rust all the way down the shaft. But everything else, it runs smoothly, so there's no rust inside. It's just that outer surface rust. So maybe I can get all that off. But the biggest thing is, like I said, I think I have the rebuild kit for this. I think I'm just going to go straight to it, put the new carburetor on, get everything on there, and see if it'll crank. I guess the first thing, let's take a look. Well, it's got a filter in it. I think we can clean that up. And wouldn't you know it, the choke lever is broken. Run into that a lot, don't you? When one has been beaten and bruised, chances are that thing is going to be cracked. But I think that's in my kit. I'll go find it and just replace this whole thing. Not the outer cover, of course, but so on this side I'm just going to go ahead and take the cover off, the carburetor and all that good stuff. And it looks like there's a bolt on the front, and I might have to take this off too to get this cover off. But we'll see. Let's get started. Just look at that. It just looks terrible in there, doesn't it? Alright, well, here we go. Let's look at this from a different angle so you can see what I'm doing. But here is the old kit. It's a little different. I wonder if I'm going to be able to get this sucker on there. Now let's take a look at the carburetor here. See if it's even close. Yeah, it looks like the carburetor will pop right on. Yep, that was it. Just the two bolts. Man, this one sure is easy to work on, If you look at all this, I just took that little one cover off and you have access to everything. The carburetor, there's the magneto, spark plug, everything's right there. Looks like the screen is kind of damaged, but it's not blocking anything. You can see the screwdriver right through it. But you can see the screen is popping up. I'm just going to go and take it off. There it is. Yeah, it was just all bent up. Usually I don't like to leave the screens off. It's been torn. This is only half of it. Should be going all the way across. Oh well. Well, we know it's not clogged. Let's take a look at the piston while I'm in here. It's good. Piston looks good and clean. Oh, just a little brittle. Popped right off, yeah. So, and there's the throttle. There we go. Well, I was trying to take the diaphragm off to see if it was any good, and it's just falling apart in my hands. So that wasn't good. At least I have a carburetor here I can use. Alright, what else? Let's replace these hoses here. There she blows. All right. All right. So everything's on there. Sorry I had to switch the camera on my battery. Let's see, which one was which? I think this one goes up here. I'm all thumbs here. Here we go. That's on there. It sure feels stiff. I think it just needs, I guess it's the cable that's, yeah, let's WD-40 that a little bit. Let's see, I just had it out here. What happened? Let's see, I think right in through here and down into the cable. Yep, that helped a little bit. Let's see, did I check the spark plug on this? I don't think I did. That does not look bad at all, does it? Alright. Guess we'll put the case back on. Before I go any further, if it'll crank, I'm going to make the little choke lever and clean everything up, get rid of all this rust. Uh-oh. I think it's gonna try. Dang. This sucker is running strong, man. For one that looks like it's been through hell, it's running pretty damn good. So, well, I'm going to go forward. I'm going to print off this piece so we can turn the choke on and off a little easier. There we go. And all this stuff in the handle felt pretty stiff, so I'm going to see if I can clean that up and make sure that's not going to fall apart on me, and get rid of all this rust. Everything up here on my head sounded great, but I might go ahead and take this bolt off and lube it there. And after that, that's it, man. But let's go ahead and look at this right now, huh? Yeah, I still see a glob of lube in there, but I could still probably stuff some new stuff in there. You know what I mean? So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to get some rust treatment, just put it all over the shaft while I go and print off our choke lever, right? Let me think of what kind I'm going to put on there. I have some stuff you put it on and it will everything turns black, right? Alright, you can see I just took it and brushed all that stuff down. You can see it's already turning a purplish color, and so it's already starting to do its thing. So by the time we come back, it should be it's a very dark purple or a black looking finish, and at least it'll stop the rust. Well, alright, well, here's the piece, and I've done this on another trimmer and on another video, but the same thing with this one. I'm going to take this piece off, and the first thing I'm going to do is just sketch it and get all the dimensions I can off of it, sketch it up, and then go over here on Fusion 360 and model it up. Okay. Okay, that looks pretty close, but it might take a couple of times. I'll print it off this first time, and we'll use that and do a test fit. And all right, well, I'm going to leave all this up because I know I'm probably going to have to do it twice. I'm going to have to tweak this a little bit, but we'll know. We'll test fit this once the piece is ready, and we'll see how close I came on the first shot. Alright, well, there's the finished piece there. Alright, well, I'll put this on and yeah, check out the shaft. It's you can see how it's a blackish, kind of a dark purplish color, but that treated the rust. I guess I could sand it down and repaint it if I want, but we'll see. Alright, easy peasy. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and sand some of it down. Alright, decided to paint it. Pretty shiny, huh? think that's my new lightsaber. Alright, can you see what I'm doing there? I just have some old oil. I was looking for some old transmission fluid. You can see I'm just coating all the plastics. Let it soak in. Maybe it won't be so brittle. A big thing I like to do, you know, just while this paint's drying, I'm going to coat all this stuff, you know, with oil. Well, there it is. That's as good as I'm going to get it to look. But we know it runs real strong now. It actually looks half-assed decent, huh? I just couldn't believe the handle, the huge difference on that. The shaft too. Everything is in working order. Yeah, so I just need to decide, am I actually going to use this myself or do I sell it off? Because a lot of times, and I get this a lot, you know, especially on Craigslist, everybody's warning everybody. It's like, well, if you pick up a mower or, you know, anything really, and it's been repainted, watch out. They're trying to hide something. It's like, and I always try to explain, I'm not trying to hide anything. Usually when I'm spray painting something over, I'm treating it for rust and then spraying it over for cosmetics, you know. In this case, yeah, I was just trying to get rid of the rust and checking out the plastics. But the main thing is I wanted to get it running, and it is running strong, right? So in this case, it's probably worth more to me than somebody else. If somebody else is going to come by and, no way, you repainted it, I'm trying to hide something. It's like, no, I'm not trying to hide anything. I'll tell you exactly what I did and why, and show you that it works. So, well, I guess that is it for this video. It was a little longer than I expected, but I think it was worth it. So, as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and watch my next video.